Dear students, in the last video we were discussing taxonomical categories. There are 7 taxonomical hierarchies are there, and that taxonomical hierarchy is also called as Linnean hierarchy. We were discussing each step over there, and the first step is the basic unit. It is commonly known as, or the fundamental unit of Linnean hierarchy, called as species. And what is species? We have already discussed. Species is a group of organisms which are very closely related to each other and reproduce among themselves and give birth to the fertile offsprings, as well as they are sharing the same number of chromosomes. Say for example, human being is there. Human being itself is Homo sapiens, is one of the species which reproduce among themselves and give birth to the fertile young ones, that is human being once again, right? And they share the same number of chromosomes, that is 46 number of chromosomes they are sharing, right? So this is how, so the concept of species we discussed in the last period, right? And this concept of species was given by John Reitz, right? And next step is, next category is genus. So second one is genus. Genus is higher category or the higher taxon than that of species, right? After the species, the next taxon is genus. Genus, since it is higher category, it includes several closely related species itself, right? So genus, it is higher category than species. It includes several related species. It includes several related species. Okay? And one example we can quote for this genus, that is Solanum tuberosum, scientific name of potato. I had given in the last period. Okay? So here Solanum is one of the genus which includes tomato, potato, even brinjal. All these are coming under the same genus. So the species, tomato species, potato species, as well as brinjal, these are the species which are related one, and all these related species coming under the genus Solanum, right? So this is one best example we can quote over here, right? Solanum tuberosum, Solanum melongena. So in the last period I had mentioned the names, right? All these species, they come under Solanum. In the same way, in case of animals, Panthera leo means lion, it is lion. In the same way, Panthera onca, it is jaguar, right? Jaguar you know better. Okay? Panther pardus, right? Panther pardus, it is leopard, right? So all these are the species. Panthera leo is a lion, Panthera onca is jaguar, Panthera pardus is leopard. All these are the species which are coming under the genus leopard, right? So in the same way, what it suggests is totally several number of related species are kept under one genus, and the characteristic features of the species are very closely each other, and they are not similar to those species which are coming under another genus, right? So this is the fact what we should remember. And one more thing is, here if any genus which contains only one species, then it is called as monotypic. What it is named as? Monotypic. Monotypic in the sense that it contains only one species. Genus contains only one species is said to be as monotypic. And if the genus contains more number of species, then it is called as polytypic. It is polytypic. Polytypic in the sense that genus contains more number of related species. Example for polytypic itself is, already I have mentioned over here, Panthera is one best example, and Solanum is another best example. Like this, these are polytypic in nature. These genus are polytypic in nature. Monotypic in the sense that Homo sapiens, right? Homo sapiens is the best example for monotypic, right? So this is about the next what? So category, that is genus. And the next one is family, right? Let us discuss family. Yes, next taxonomical category is family. Family itself is a higher category or a higher taxon than that of the genus. Certainly it includes closely related or related genus itself, several genus, right? It includes several related genus. It includes several related genus which have correlations among themselves, and they have same evolutionary ancestry itself. Such kind of a group of genus together form family, right? They have evolutionary ancestry itself, evolutionary relationship itself, right? So one example we can quote over here in case of plants. Solanum is one genus, Datura is another one, Petunia is another one, Atropa is another one. All these are the different related genus they are, and all these are kept under the same family, that is Solanaceae, right? Atropa, Datura, Solanum, Tuberosum. All these are the related genus which are kept inside one family, and that family is Solanaceae. CEAE. Solanaceae is the name of the family in which, so it includes several related genus, that is genus Atropa, Datura, Solanum. So these are very related genus one which come under single family, that is Solanaceae. In the same way, in case of animals, we take some examples, very familiar examples. Already Panthera is one genus, right? So this includes Panthera leo, Panthera pardus, Panthera, so group of tigris group of animals it includes. Panthera is one genus, right? It includes lion, leopard, tiger, right? Jaguar. So these are the animals which are coming under Panthera, genus Panthera. In the same way, cat is there, right? Cat is there. Its genus is Felis. Felis domesticus is the scientific name of cat, and this coming under one genus, that is Felis. See here, this Felis and Panthera. These two are the genus which are kept in one family, that is Felidae, right? This one as well as this one means Felis and Panthera are the two genus which are kept in one family. One family, that family is Felidae. Felidae, right? So these are the best examples for knowing. So what is family? What are the genus it includes, right? With examples we have discussed, right? And one more thing you should remember. In case of taxonomical categories, different categories that we come across, and among them family is one, genus is one, species is one. But whenever we give one name for one particular genus, family, etc., that moment in some of the taxonomical taxons or categories, we give suffix for the names of the family, right? Not for genus as well as species. Species and genus do not have any specific suffix for their names. But in case of family, we give suffix. See here, Solanaceae, A-C-E-A-E is the suffix. For every family, right, we give the same suffix. In case of plants, A-C-E-A-E. Means here, in case of plants, suffix used is ACEAE is the suffix used. Solanaceae, Asteraceae, right? Like this, different species, different groups of families, they are given name with the suffix ACEAE. In the same way, in case of animals, we give suffix. That is, you are seeing here IDAE, in case of animals. So this kind of a suffix is given for the names of the families, both in case of plants as well as in case of animals, right? So this is about family. And the next group of, that is nothing but next taxon higher to this family, right? It is order. Let us see order. Next taxon is order. What is this order? It includes several related families. So several related families which are resembling among themselves, those families are kept in one order, right? So it includes several related families. And whenever you observe the characteristic feature of these orders or families, so more than this, more number of similarities usually seen in genus as well as species. but less number of similarities are seen in so these orders itself, right? It includes several related families. Say for example, Solanaceae is one family, Convolvulaceae is another family. Both the families are very close to each other. They have resembling characteristic features and both of themselves are kept inside one order, that is Polymoniales, right? Two families that we come across. Family Solanaceae is the suffix used over here. Convolvulaceae is the suffix over here. These two are the families which are included and kept under one order, and that order is Polymoniales. Polymoniales, right? Why I underlined this one is because suffix is used over here in case of order also, right? So that suffix in case of plants is used ales, A-L-E-S, right? Ales for plants, right? So Solanaceae, Convolvulaceae are kept under one order, that is Polymoniales, right? This is in case of plants. In the same way, in case of animals, order Carnivora, it includes several families like Felidae, Canidae, right? Ursidae, as well as Hyenidae. These are different families which are included under one order, that is order Carnivora, right? So let us see here under Carnivora. Carnivora, Felidae, Canidae. Canidae includes dogs, right? You know, dogs, Canidae, right? Canis domesticus, Canis familiaris is the scientific name of dog, right? Canidae, Felidae, Ursidae, as well as Hyenidae, hyena, right? Bear. Here Felidae is cat. This is a dog. This is a bear. And this is hyena. Right? So these are the animals which are all carnivorous animals which feed on other animals, right? So this is Carnivora. Carnivora includes all these families, right? Several related families are included under one order, that is Carnivora. This is one best example for animals, right? Here also the suffix is used over here, ales, and in case of animals different suffixes are used over there. So this is about the order. The next taxonomical category is class. Let us see class. Class includes several related orders, right? Class. It includes several related orders. Includes several related orders, right? Say for example, order Primata is there. It includes the animals like monkeys, gibbons, right? Gorilla, such kind of animals it includes. Order Primata. Order Primata. It includes monkeys, gorilla, right? Chimpanzee, right? So monkeys, gorilla, chimpanzee, gibbons, all these are coming under primata. This primata is one order. In the same way, another order carnivora. Order carnivora. It includes tigers, cats, etc. Right? Carnivorous animals. Next one is insectivora. Insectivorous animals are also there. And next, so carnivora is there, insectivora is there. Another order, rodentia. Rodents like rats, right? All these are the animals which are all included. These one as well as these one. All of these are included in one class, that is class Mammalia. Class Mammalia. All these animals are mammals simply, right? So this is how class includes several orders. Order Primata, Carnivora, Insectivora, Rodentia. All these are coming under the class Mammalia. So all these orders have very close relationship, right? So little relationship is there. So based on that, all these are kept under class Mammalia, right? So like this, Mammalia, even it contains varieties of orders, right? So this is about another classificatory group, that is class. And the next taxonomical category or next taxonomical group is phylum. Let us see phylum, or it is also said to be as a division in case of plants, right? So this must be very clear. Phylum is related to animal, and in the same way equivalent word to that one is a division in case of plants. So this difference you must know better. Now we shall start with that division or phylum. Next classificatory group is phylum. Phylum, it includes several related classes. Say for example, in case of animals, class Pisces, class Amphibia, class Reptilia, class Mammals, Aves, all these are included in one phylum, that phylum Chordata, right? Phylum Vertebrata. As you know, the classification of the vertebrates. So there we come across some of the classes. All those classes are included themselves in one phylum, right? Phylum Chordata or Vertebrata you take, right? Here vertebrates. So here class, all these classes, it includes class Pisces, class Amphibia, class Reptilia, and class Aves and Mammals. So all these are the classes that we come across under vertebrata, right? So see here, all these have some common characteristic features, right? So they have common characteristic features like notochord. Notochord is present over here in these animals, right? Apart from this one, nerve cord is also present over here. Nerve cord is also present over here. Apart from this one, pharyngeal gill slits are there. Gill slits are also present over there. So all these are the common general characteristic features which are seen in all these groups of animals. Okay. So that's why all these groups of animals are included in chordata, right? So this is one of the phylum itself, right? And next group of taxonomy itself is the highest and it is the greatest group or category of taxonomy, that is kingdom. Kingdom is the highest taxonomical category as we know. So this kingdom, already you know the classification of all the organisms into 5 kingdoms. R.H. Whitaker has been done all these categories, right? So 5 kingdom system has been made by R.H. Whitaker. In that one, kingdom Monera, Protista, Mycota, kingdom Animalia as well as Plantae. So these are the different kingdoms that we come across here, right? Among these one, so one example will take some of the phylums of all the animals. They have been included in one kingdom, that is kingdom Animalia, and all the divisions of all the plants, they have been included inside one kingdom, that is kingdom Plantae, right? So let's see here, kingdom itself is highest taxonomical category. It is the highest taxonomical category. It includes several related phyla in case of animals and divisions in case of plants. So the phylums of all the animals, all phyla together coming under kingdom Animalia, and the divisions of all the plants, they come under kingdom Plantae. So like this, so kingdom is the highest taxonomical category over here, right? So this is all about what all the taxonomical categories what we have. Apart from this one, so all these taxonomical categories, Linnaean hierarchy, you know, so it always starts from species up to kingdom, right? When we write this one, species is there, genus is there, family, right, order, class, right, phylum or division. Last one is kingdom. So when you write this one in an ascending order, right, when you go on seeing these the characteristic features, similar characteristic features among these groups of organisms, that moment the number of similar characteristic features that goes on decreasing. When you go in ascending manner, that moment the number of characteristic features, common characters or similar characters, so they have been decreasing, right? When you come down, that moment the number of characteristic features that goes on increasing, and similarity among the organisms that goes on increasing. Say for example, all species of one species itself is looking similar. Say for example, all the human beings you see, all are looking to be as similar with slight differences, not more differences that we come across. Why? Because all the individual person, even the parents and their respective offsprings, right? So father and son, there is no exact characteristic features. Height, color, everything is not being similar. Why? Because slight difference is there. He is also, father is also one human being and son is also one human being. Slight difference is there in the characteristic features, but so both are there. They are same species, right? All the lions you see, all are looking similar, but with slight differences. So means what? So the number of similar characters are more in a species when compared to kingdom. In kingdom, many divisions or phylums that we come across, and all those division as well as phylum characteristic features are they are a lot of differences that we come across among those one. Right? That's why the number of similar characters, so that goes on decreasing when we go in an ascending order, and when we come down or in descending order, they are more itself. This point is very important for NEET itself, right? And apart from this one, the complexity of classification that becomes very difficult when we go up, right? So this is also one more point to be noted. And some of the animals taxonomical categories are mentioned in one table in NCERT book. So from that, any one of the question is must in theory examination. That's why. So let us see the table, how the taxonomical categories of different animals is given over there, plants is given over there, which are the examples they have taken over there. So let us see that one. Yes, there are different organisms with their taxonomical categories that we can see over here in this table. The first, so common names of these organisms, let us go through. First is man, human being is categorized over here, and housefly, mango as well as wheat. So these are the organisms whose taxonomical categories are given over here. This is one 5-mark question, a fixed question in examination. That's why you will have to remember all these names of taxonomical categories of different organisms. First one is human being. So as you know, the scientific name or the biological name of human being is Homo sapiens. And here the genus name of the human being is Homo, and the family itself is Hominidae. As you know, the suffix day, ide is the suffix over here. So Hominidae is the family. Order Primata we have already seen, and class Mammalia that we come across, and the next one is phylum or division is Chordata. So this is how the human being is being categorized taxonomically. This is the taxonomical category of the human being. And the next one is housefly. Housefly Musca domestica is the scientific name or biological name of this one. And genus is Musca domestica itself is species name, and the next family is Muscidae is the family, and Diptera is the order of so this housefly, and class is class Insecta, and so this comes under Arthropoda, jointed legged animals these are. And the next one is mango. Mangifera indica, you know it better, it is the biological name of mango, right? So Mangifera itself is the genus name, and next one is, it comes under the family Anacardiaceae. ACEAE is the suffix. Based on that we can identify it is the name of a family, Anacardiaceae, Poaceae, right? So many number of families that we come across here. Anacardiaceae is the family of mango, and Sapindales is an order of this mango tree, and class is Dicotyledone. It is one of the dicot plant, and the last one phylum or division. So usually it is Angiosperm. Angiosperm means, so these are the plants which produce seeds which are covered with fruit wall. Next one is wheat. Wheat, Triticum aestivum is the scientific name of wheat. Triticum is the genus of this plant, and next it comes under the family Poaceae, right? Poaceae is the family, and Poales is the order, and Monocotyledone. Why? Because Triticum aestivum, this wheat is monocot, means a single cotyledon is there in the seed. That's why it is monocot, and it comes under Angiosperm, right? This is how usually the organisms have been so taxonomically categorized over here. So remember all these one very important thing this one is, and in this chapter you are going to face some after so 5 mark questions like first one is so binomial nomenclature. You know what is binomial nomenclature, what are the rules for binomial nomenclature. It is also one of the fixed question. Taxonomical categories is maybe asked in the examination, and the last another option is for 5 marks this table. You must remember any one of these animals, their taxonomical category may be asked in the examination. By this we finished this chapter, and taxonomical aids are given in NCERT, so word textbooks you can refer, and it is not included in the syllabus. That's why never worry or bother about it. Thank you.